Okay. Everything's
to teach you how to touch.
Okay, I'm going to speak about 2 points today. Why is it good for the individual, and why we as a government need to aspire to do the best for our individual in order for them to now self-actualize. The second thing is, why is it good for the economy, and thus good for the country, and that would be in a straight clash to the fact that you're saying that humanities are useless. We say you are wrong. Now you're saying only to subsidize those who are talented, and we're saying you can't actually know who are talented. You can't actually know what is motivating people. We already see that the psychometric test doesn't really work well, because sometimes a person can get an high 800 but not be good at what he does, so it's something that you can't actually know. But the moment they get to the field, they have a chance to also understand what they are good at. Some people don't know what they are good at, so they start a degree in math, then move to computers, and they suddenly understand that computers is the field for them. And that is search of yourself is something that must happen in the academic, because there's no other way to do it, because nobody will take you to a job. Now, you were saying relevant training. Well, my friend, you're actually not exactly consistent with your own principle, because that is kind of some sort of an academic training, and we were talking about going against an academic training, but fine, whatever you say. Now, you were saying that there's no, that the academic doesn't help you in practical learning, and that we're wasting time and money. But we're saying that actually it helps you a lot, and I'm going to explain it in my first point, so I'm not going to do this now. I feel short in this thing. Now, no thank you. And we're saying that people who are good in their studies are also getting skills that are good for their lives. Also, you're saying that we're building a world when people will not get more money if they have an academic degree. But in that I have to bring you one example. If we have some sort of a company and they need a secretary, and they have a choice between a secretary that understands in their own matter and a secretary that doesn't, they would prefer to pay more to a secretary with a first degree that can understand what the company is working about. Why? Because it will serve their interests more. So actually they will have an interest to take somebody with an academic degree, and that is something that is important. And then you were saying humanities are useless, and I'm going to show you in my points why it's not. Now, the first point, why is it good for the individual? So first of all, we have different kind of skills. So we have skills for life, and we have professional skills. Now, skills from that life, we're actually creating people who are more educated. We only in that area of school they can understand, be educated to success, because they are in an environment that appreciates success and appreciate the fact that if you work hard, you do success. They get to know with the world, they get to know with an environment that breaks preconception and gives you flexible disposition that you can look at things. And furthermore, one of the most important things, you can get skills to analyze, and that makes you understand the world better. Because when I have to do a seminarion, I learn to say that A leads to B and that means C. That way of analyzing things is something that is extremely important for me as an individual, because I can understand the world better. I can understand who should I choose when I go to election. I can understand what should I buy. I can understand current affairs better. That way of understanding is extremely important for my self-development, and it is extremely important for the state, because they get more educated people that make more educated choice. They get people who choose better government. They get people who create more jobs, and I'm going to discuss about it furthermore. And that is extremely important, because we as a state, we have a duty to create people a situation where they can develop mentally. Now, the other thing is actually that they get a certain integration between jobs. They get skills. Now, today, the 21st century, we don't actually have one job. Most people change jobs at least like 5 or 4 times, 5 or even more in their lives, and searches, never mind about searches, and in their life. And that is something that's extremely important. If I learn communication, I can also work with them in high-tech, because suddenly I learn about applicatio and about other different things. So if I learn communication, I get integration between different skills. I get business, I get high-tech, I get communications, they're all together, so it's enough for me to learn one skill and then develop in life by going through other ones. If I learn law and government and communications and different things, I can be in the government, I can be a lawyer, I can do many other things. So actually, we're opening them a lot of options in their lives, and that is something that is important, a new option of jobs. But furthermore, a lot of the times, those new kids that start as high-tech, where do they meet? In the street? No, they study together, they meet each other in that place of thinking, of developing yourself, and then they become groups, and that in these groups they start new companies, new high-tech companies. At the end of the point I will take Shachar. They start new companies. So what we have is a place that encourages you to think. The moment that you have a place that encourages you to think, it means that a product happens. Even if it doesn't look as if it is right now, it will eventually happen, and that is something that is extremely important for us. So it's individual for us to move in our life, to meet people that help us to develop ourselves, and actually to do new fields that when we were 18, we didn't even know what applicatia means and how we can open a new high-tech company in order to make it happen. Yes, Shachar.
So do all that in the context of real life after experiencing real life.
But you can't, because if you come to a work and you have no experience, so anyway you have to go to this training, so you go from one training to another training and then third training, instead of getting everything in one training in 3 years, and that is something that is much more value. Now let's look at how it is good for the economy. What do we have? We have that a lot of people in the 50s, when we have the technion that started, we had engineers. We have much more engineers per person than we have in different places. And what happened? It started the high-tech. Why? Because the moment that you have different people dealing in certain industry, you create the industry to suit to those people. So if you have a lot of engineers, so you create that industry. Today we have a lot of new media. We create that industry. That is why high-tech is one of the latest things that Israel does, because we have a lot of people dealing with that, thinking of that in that very important place, which is the academy, when they get to meet people like them. Now the other thing is that academics will always get more money, because like I showed you, when we do have an interest to get people who understand the job better. So it is better for them, it is better for economy, and it is better for our country to promote free and intelligent thinking. Thank you very much.